What up, everybody? Welcome to Castle Tech. The kid is back. Yes, it's a freezing cold day, but I'm glad there's no wind, because when it is windy, whoo, it's game over. Anyway, what's up? So let's talk about a few things. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone who celebrates that stuff. I do not, just because I just know history, or I believe in a part that I know. So that's basically about it. But if anyone does all that turkey business, gobble gobble to you. Anyway, so tomorrow morning I'll go bike riding. I meant to say something the other day, and I meant to look at my GoPro. The other day I was riding, I did something stupid. Now normally, brothers, we have this little brotherly device that says, stop, what are you doing? And my brotherly device didn't kick in. It did kind of kick in, but I ignored it. So basically what had happened is that while I was sitting there filming in the pitch dark like an idiot, and I do mean an idiot because why would you do that? But I did it. And then, my brotherly instincts kicked in and was like, yo, what are you doing in the woods filming dark? Even though, it's going to be sunrise in like an hour or so. But anyway, with that being said, I noticed, as I was like filming a bridge, then I noticed like something flickering. There was a little light, whether it was like somebody's house or something like that. Because you just don't know. When you go through the woodland area, it's like, boom, you go by something that's like, oh, shoot, this is somebody's house. But you can't tell because it's covered with trees, so I don't even know. All right. Anyway, with that being said, I noticed it was some sort of shadow figure or something like that. Now, my spidey senses was like, yo, get the up out of here. And I was like, okay. So I jumped on the bike. Well, I didn't get off the bike. But the reason why I paused is because what had happened was I was kind of tired, and not really even kind of tired, but I was like kind of taking in the scenery, being stupid in the dark. So I was like, hold on one second. I gotta get up in the driveway. Don't want to rub against snow. I just don't remember the trees being like this. But anyway, maybe the cold makes them grow or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I was filming in the dark, being stupid, basically. And then I noticed, like, there was a light, and then something flickered, right? And my brotherly spidey senses kicked in and was like, yo, move. And the Ludacris song jumped in, and it was playing in my head. Move, bleep, get out the way. And literally, what I did is I just turned the bike around. I didn't even go in the direction that I came, because I think I came from that direction. I went back another direction, all right? And I was looking behind me, and I was just like, yo, I don't know if that was some sort of goblin or something, or whatever the case may be, some paranormal act, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, I was moving. I got the heck up out of there, like in the DMX song. Got the heck up out of there, right? So anyway, whole moral of the story was, I don't know if I have it on my GoPro, because I always ride with 3 GoPros. Now, my GoPro that was on the bike that I just installed on the bike itself, the front one, because I always have a rear one installed, and then I put a front one on in case the one of them go out, because it's so cold in the morning. And when I say cold, it literally starts zapping your lights and everything. So if you're out for like an hour, your lights, one light will go, your GoPro will start beeping, beep, 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 and all that other business because of the extreme cold. But anyway, so I saw like a light flicker, and it felt like I saw a shadow or something. And I looked over there, because like when I was little, I used to, I had these special powers. I don't know what kind of powers they are. I'm not going to say what they are. I don't know. I still have them, but I don't use them. I don't even know how to use them. But anyway, with that being said, I saw some shit, and like some shadow shit, and I was like, out of here. All right. So anyway, being up out of there, and I looked. So I was just saying to myself, yo, I need to look at this GoPro and see if it's to see some shadow moving. Because when you're riding in the cut, and basically what that means, if you're not a brother, if you're like in the fucking woods, excuse me, did I just swear? If you're in the effing woods, beep, right? When you're riding, sometimes you can't tell, like, it's somebody's house right there. You ride by that place every day, and it's just covered with trees. So you can't tell, because the times that I'm riding is in the morning. So I'm never riding in the afternoon or anything. So I never really had a chance to see exactly what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? So in the morning, it just looks like, you know, in the woods, and you can very well be going up and down. What the hell? I heard somebody screaming. Or whatever the case may be. Anyway, so I've been meaning just to look at my GoPro and see exactly what it is, because I'm kind of curious, and just kind of like, yo, what the heck was that? Because, you know, like sometimes riding, you should always just try and ride with somebody. So I think after that experience, number one, I shouldn't have been stopping. That's number one. Don't be stupid. If you're going to ride, just keep riding. Don't stop, you know, unless you're injured or something. There was no reason for me to stop. I was trying to take some cinematic footage, do some stuff, and just being dumb, you know, because you don't know, an animal could come out of somewhere, another biker can come flying through the brush, you know, you just don't know. But I feel like I ride the same place almost all the time. You know, there's just so many ways to go, so I'm not too, you know, I shouldn't say I ride the same place, but I ride where I think is like basically like the same area. That's what I should say. And I can either, sometimes if it's like, there's two type of darknesses in the morning. It's like when you look out the window, you're like, I ain't going out there. And then there's the one where, you know, like all the stars and everything in the moon, like everything's well lit. And then I'll just jump on the bike and ride. But when you look out there and it's like pitch dark, like something's waiting for your BA. And if you're your brother, that means, black ass. You know, I'm like, nah, I ain't going out there. You know what I mean? Now, when I do ride, I do have safety, you know, always got the 4/5 and some other things, you know, because you just never know. You know, you don't want to be riding. Like the other day, I see deer all the time, but I've never seen one, you know, I've seen them on the street, you know, running, you know, riding and all that stuff. But, you know, a month ago or so, I actually saw one. It was like going right across the intersection way. Like you got to go through this brush to get to the highway, and it is like dark. And when I tell you it's dark, I mean it is dark. But I know well enough to high beam and highlight it, use my what do you call those things? You know, my high beams to, you know, make sure that the area is, you know, nothing's like in the street or anything like that, you know, because I don't want to hit nothing. You know what I mean? So I did that, and like a deer just went boom right across the way. Now it is so dark that even my lights just get absorbed by the darkness. So I'm also thinking too of maybe adding like some additional type of lights, or maybe a roll bar with lights or something, just for those areas that are just extra suspect, that time of the morning. You know what I mean? So a majority of the time in the morning, I'm on my bike. But like I said, sometimes when it's like ultra dark, you know, I'm like, I'm not too sure. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll drive out to an area where I know, and, you know, then ride the bike and then be out, you know, and I'm out for like about an hour or something like that. But the whole moral of the story is I think I'm just going to look at the GoPro and see. I'm kind of curious. And then there's a part of me that's like, yo, I don't even want to see, because, you know, you don't want something implanted in your head like, oh, shoot, there's something crazy out there. You know what I mean? So anybody who's out there, man, just exercise caution. And, yo, if you're out there riding, because there are people riding out there, you know what I mean? But, you know, I don't know anybody, but you know what I'm saying? Just exercise caution. Make sure that when you're out there, you know, you got someone you can call or whatever the case may be. I mean, I need to think a little smart, because just being out there, I'm thinking to myself, man, that's like extra reckless. You know what I mean? But in the evening, it's like, you know, I got so much things going on, and you know, it's just, I'm a morning person, you know what I mean? I get up in the morning and I could just do anything, you know, but in the evening, going into the night, it's like I'm you know, just I'm wired differently, you know what I mean? So I don't really do riding like that unless I'm going out to like you know, George Flume's, or, you know, some area like that, where I know I'm gonna be for half the day, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so if anyone's out there, man, just ride with safety, common sense, you know what I mean? And so that's what this whole message is all about. Now, will I look at the GoPro footage? Oh man, it's like, you know, yeah, you know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm not even too sure, because you don't want to look at it and then see something and just be like, you know, and then that's it. You know, you're like, yo, I'm getting the heck out of here. You know what I mean? So who knows, maybe just the light flickering bushes or something, or maybe the steam from my mouth or my head or whatever. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm basically saying, if I'm saying anything at all, is ride with safety. Even though I got mad lights and, like I said, the 4/5 and a couple other things, but, it's better to be with someone out when you're riding. Now, I used to ride with someone, and, she's wherever she is. I have no idea. So that was my riding partner. But, I need to just find someone so it is, so you're in that safety zone. And if, you're just not riding in the morning, at least you could ride in the evening or, on the weekends or something like that. It's all about safety. It's dark. It gets dark early. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you think 2 or 3 o'clock is bright, but when you're in the woods, it's a whole different story. I mean, it's dark and that's it. You know what I mean? You come out the other side and you're like, oh, shoot, wow, it's sunny outside. You know what I mean? And it's extra dark, so just exercise safety. That's basically all I'm saying. So I'm going to practice what I preach. Practice what I preach. All right, so with that being said, it's getting cold in here. All right, let me go inside. That's what I'm going to do. Take this thing off my hip. Safety on. Always keep your safety on.